Thank you, folks. Well, it is truly a pleasure to welcome my next guest. This gentleman is one of the most popular, intelligent, and funny comedians of all time. Please welcome to our show, Mr. George Carlin. George! George, good to see you. How are you, sir? Thank you. I'm fine. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for being here. You're from this area, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a New York boy from Manhattan,
yeah.
Upper West Side. And this floor in this building has a little to do with me, too. I think it was about 24 years ago when I did my first Jack Parr show.
No kidding.
Across the hall,
yeah. That's right.
In fact, it was Arlene Francis was the guest host. I think that's one of the reasons I got on. But yeah, this has a lot of memories of everything up and down Manhattan.
Do you remember other guests on the show that night aside from the guest host?
Arthur Schlesinger Jr., the historian, and Artie Shaw.
Yeah.
Those are the only two I remember. I don't know who the singer was in the first 15 minutes, remember?
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. It used to be an hour and 45 minutes.
Right, and the singer would come on and leave and never be seen again.
And how did you do? Did you big laughs?
Yeah, pretty well. I had a partner then. It was Burns and Carlin.
Right.
And we did our Nixon and Kennedy. It was 1960.
Yeah.
And we did our Huntley, Brinkley, Nixon, Kennedy, and killed them and weren't seen again for 4 years.
When you were growing up here and working here, and maybe even now, do you follow the sports teams? Were you a big fan?
Well, this is a good time to be in New York
now.
Yeah. With the basketball teams doing so well. Mets looking good. Yeah, I'm a sports fan. Of course, I only care about the three real sports, baseball, basketball, and football. The rest of those things aren't really sports.
Now, wait a minute.
They don't qualify as sports.
Hockey?
Hockey, not a sport. No. Well, no, let me explain it to you. Nothing personal. It's an activity. Actually, it's a combination of three things: ice skating, fighting, and the game of hockey. My suggestion is that they should do these things one at a time. Let them meet, play a game of hockey, go to the bar, have a fight, and then go ice skating. You know.
All right, now you're also excluding in here tennis and golf.
Tennis is a form of ping pong. It happens to be ping pong played on the table. Soccer.
Soccer.
Can't use the arms. How could it be a sport?
Yeah.
Any activity where you exclude the arms cannot be a sport. No meaningful statistics in soccer. Goals scored with your head is about the only thing I've seen. Can't be a sport. Golf. Golf, you hit a ball with a crooked stick and walk after it and hit it again.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a sport to me.
Doesn't qualify.
Golf is where businessmen get together to decide how to screw the rest of us out of our money. Can't be a sport.
No. Would you, are any other rule changes or any new sports that you would be interested in?
Well, I'd change a couple of rules just for interest, for entertainment value. In football, I think during the last quarter they should be able to use knives. Little thing, but it might pick up the ratings.
Yeah, yeah.
In soccer, I have a suggestion that one guy should have a motorcycle and be allowed to ride the ball into the goal. You'd still have a goalie, but it would be up to him to stop the motorcycle.
Yeah, yeah.
Little thing, in baseball, I would have in the outfield 20 or 30 randomly placed mine shafts. Little excitement, you know.
Just really deep holes sunk in the outfield.
Yes, and every now and then a guy would go, zoom.
And how would you score that?
I think that would be an error.
All right, I tell you, I know you have some more thoughts about
some
this.
sports I'd like
here.
to suggest.
Okay,
I'll hold them.
I'll hold those, and we'll do a commercial, and we'll be back with Mr. George Carlin. Folks, George Carlin is here. I just wanted to mention this. I saw your program on a cable outlet in this country, which I guess it was been a while ago now that it was actually
about a year. It's been on about a year now.
But it's terrific.
Thank you.
Very funny stuff. All right,
now.
Yeah, okay. New sports.
Yeah, this is on the order of the new rules, but it's a little, I guess, well, they're actually sports based on existing sports. Yeah. For instance, cross-country bowling. It can be a little longer game. You can spend more time at the alley. How about full contact chess?
Sounds good.
Kick golf. We have kickboxing.
That's right.
Kick golf might be nice. Figure eight demolition wheelchair. Would be voluntary,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Off-water boating.
Gee, I never. Now, how would that work?
Well, you have off-road racing.
Yeah.
So you'd have to have a course, specially made, obviously. I haven't,
Oh, sure.
haven't given these a lot of thought, David. These
But the germ of the idea is what's important.
And all of my job is just suggesting things.
That's right.
Thank God I don't have to implement these things.
That's right. You don't have to hire a committee or anything.
no.
Just come up with the idea.
Hang gliding is very popular. I thought hang fencing would be very interesting. But I'll try to work on some of the rules if you like for later. I can
Well, sure.
and
If you keep us posted on these
just leave you
developments.
hanging like that.
Now, do you ever, of course, with a guy that is as recognizable as you, it must be tough for you to actually go see like a basketball game, a baseball game, or whatever.
Well, I get to them, as much as I can. I'm not a fierce fan in that respect. I don't have to be there to enjoy it. I did have my heart attack 2 years ago. Came at a Mets-Dodgers game.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that there was a close game because, those Dodger fans leave early usually. And if they'd have been in that parking lot, I'd have never gotten to the hospital again. But I got out in time. Yeah, I get out to the games. I forget what that was going to lead me into, Dave. I had a real good thought
Getting
about
to the
that.
games?
Yeah, being a real fan out there. God, we'll just have to pass on that one or something, huh?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
You can pass on it and go on to the next category, or we can consult an expert.
Well, I'd like to go on to the next category.
Okay, let's go on to the next category.
Because the next category is something that's dear to my heart.
Well, now this is for me also. This is auto racing.
Yeah, and you're an Indianapolis fellow.
That's right.
I have a Jackie Stewart impression that I do. It's the only impression I do in my life. And it's kind of special. I'd like to do it from the seat here.
I would.
Jackie Stewart, of course, being the Scottish ABC announcer.
Right.
I have to work into this because the voice doesn't accommodate it automatically. This is Jackie Stewart. Jackie Stewart here at Talladega Raceway. We're at Talladega Raceway. Hold on, wait a minute, no. Wait a minute, there's a car on fire in the far turn. It's Mario Andretti's car. Mario Andretti's car is on fire in the far turn. Here comes A.J. Foyt. Here comes Cale Yarborough. They're all on fire in the far turn. That's about it.
That more than makes up for getting what that last category was.
I think I forgot the other because I was so anxious to do Jackie.
Yeah, well, you did a fine job.
I have something to finish with from the spot.
All right.
If you don't mind, and it deals with sports. I'll say goodbye to you now and see you another time.
Please come back, George. Thanks for being here.
Let me try this from over
the
monologue spot. This is just a comparison of baseball and football. It occurred to me that these two activities, baseball and football, are we consider them very much a part of our lives. In fact, we argue about which one is the #1 sport, and yet they're so different. And you can tell from the terms that are related to them. Baseball is 19th century. It's pastoral, 19th century. Football is 20th century. It's technological. Baseball is played on a diamond in a park, the baseball park. Football is played on a gridiron in a stadium, War Memorial Stadium. In baseball, you wear a cap. In football, you wear a helmet. Baseball has a 7th-inning stretch. Football has a 2-minute warning. Baseball has no time limit. We don't know how long it's going to last. We may have extra innings. Football is rigidly timed, and it will end even if we have to go to sudden death. Football is based on downs. What down is it? Baseball is based on ups. Who's up? Are you up? I'm not up. In football, you get a penalty. In baseball, you make an error. Whoops! In baseball, in the stands, there's kind of a picnic feeling. Emotions may run high, but there's not that much unpleasantness. In football, in the stands, you can be sure that at least 27 times during the game you are capable of taking the life of a fellow human being, preferably a stranger. Now, to sum it up, the object of the game's quite different. In football, the object of the game is for the quarterback known as the field general, to be on target with his passes, riddling that defense with an accurate aerial attack in spite of a blitz, even if he has to use the shotgun. With short bullet passes and long bombs, he marches his troops into enemy territory, balancing this aerial assault with a sustained ground attack which punches holes in the forward wall of the enemy's defensive line. In baseball, the object is to go home. I'm going home.
My first guest is one of the funniest men around. He has a new show on HBO called Carlin on Campus and an album of the same name right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to welcome back to our show George Carlin.
Hi, George. Good to see you. How are you?
Nice to see you again, sir. You got stuff?
Yeah.
Right. Congratulations, you got another fine show on this cable deal, don't you?
Yes.
And your album, let me ask you about the album label. What label?
That's my own label. I finally have my own label. It's Eardrum Records.
Uh-huh.
And our slogan is stick it in your ear. And finally we get to make sure, you know, that they get promoted a little.
Oh, good.
That's all I wanted.
All right. And you have stuff? You want to talk about the stuff? Or you want to...
No, let's just, you know.
All right. Now, you're back in New York. Do you like coming back here?
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm born in New York, and I spent about 25 years here before I finally hit the road, and I get back a lot, you know, and I like it. I like California, but I like that sort of magic that New York has. First thing I do when I get here is take a walk. I got in late last night and took a long walk looking for the people on the streets. You know, this is certainly the place for them. Found some interesting folks. Walked up the east side, up along 2nd Avenue, got up into the 70s, and there weren't too many people out. Fireworks were over. People were headed back for Queens already. And I saw a guy about a block away. Didn't look too stable, you know, sort of little of the weaving. No wind, just a little weaving. And I said, okay, this will be fun. Another guy on the street. And as I got a little bit closer, I saw that he was kind of bad off, you know. He had bad clothes, tattered clothing and everything. And it was really dirty. He had a beard. And very dirty, you know. He was so dirty you couldn't tell his race.
Yeah.
And got a little closer. I figured he's going to ask me for some money. You know, that's the usual thing. And I got up a little closer, and he comes over and he says, hey, you want to buy a Kruger end?
Can't go wrong.
No.
Now, when you come to this city, or I guess any city for that matter, if somebody approaches you on the street for money, do you give them money or
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people feel uncomfortable about that.
Yeah, I'm like Alan Alda. I think you got to give something back, you know? No, I do. I do that. But I like to have a little bit of fun with it. Not mean fun. Just like to get my moment out of it. I'll give a guy a little something, and I'll say, hey, don't you go spending this. Put this in the bank. I just picture him going into Citicorp in the morning. You know, I like to open a money market checking account. Another one I like to try is I'll give the guy a little something. I'll say, look, don't you go spending this, and I want you to use this for wine. Don't let me catch you buying soup with this now. But it's a great mix out there. Yeah. And late at night is when you get a lot more of the strangos. There was one guy on 3rd Avenue last night up there on the east side, around the 70s again, I think. Some guy out there right in the middle of the street directing traffic. No one asked him to. Self-appointed traffic expediter. No uniform, no authority, just out. I think he was with the other guy. They had matching outfits, as a matter of fact. He's just standing out there like this. And there was no traffic either. And this guy was serious. He was giving out tickets. And he was talking to himself. You know, New York City is the international headquarters for people who talk to themselves. You know, every couple of blocks, you're going to find some guy rolling along. And I guess they talk to themselves because no one else will listen.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of sad. You never see them on the talk shows, for one thing.
Could be a whole new area of guests.
Sure, I mean, you can take a little break.
That's right, that's right.
But I try to listen. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
I do try to listen. I kind of walk alongside him and try to pick up a little logic if I can, you know. One guy's walking along, and I heard him saying, "Who, me? Are you talking to me?" Some of them are a little hostile. You have to be careful. Many of them seem to be arguing with themselves. You know, it's one thing, I think, to talk to yourself, but it's quite something else to disagree with something you just said.
Yeah.
One guy's on the corner, he's carrying on, you know, well, it's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, could be, well, I don't know. And I walk over to him and I say, "You're absolutely right." And he said, "I wasn't talking to you." So I back off.
We have to do a commercial here, George, but we'll be right back with George Carlin and plenty other stuff. You talk about people talking in New York City. One time my girlfriend and I were eating dinner. By the way, she's a lovely lady. My lady is a lovely lady. A strong, caring lady. We were in a restaurant eating dinner. It was like a storefront place where you could see the street from your table.
Yeah.
And a guy walks by, kind of cases the place, and the restaurant's full. And he comes back, he opens the door, and at the top of his lungs, into the restaurant, he screams, "You people enjoy your meal!" Closed the door and left. Apparently someone from the mayor's office just making sure everything was...
Boy. Yeah, it's just such a great city. You know, you can sort of overdo that and you can sound like you're just leaning on that, but there's a trip on every corner. I caught up with one guy talking to himself. This was a really interesting self-talker. I call them auto-verbalists, I guess is what they're known. But I ran into one guy who only asked himself rhetorical questions. What's it all about? Why am I here? Why was I born? What's going on? And the interesting thing was he was giving himself rhetorical answers. Life is what you make it. Life is just a bowl of cherries. Have a little fun. Have a nice day. A stitch in time saves nine. I like it. And the unfortunate part, of course, the underside of all of this is that generally these are disturbed people, and we haven't had a way or found a way to properly take care of them. Some of them, I ran into one self-talker who apparently had multiple personalities. And what you have here is not just an ordinary self-talker. What you have here is a one-man ambulatory round-table discussion. Yeah, and I wondered if he used Robert's Rules of Orders, you know. May it please the chair, may it please the chair, I yield to the distinguished gentleman in the fatigue hat. Well, not all of them are talking.
Tough. It's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, good place.
You ever go? Now you're from? Is it the South Bronx?
No,
Bronx?
I'm from Upper West Side of Manhattan.
Yeah. You go up to the old neighborhood?
I sure do. I get there maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Some of the guys are still there, and I love the accent because I kicked my accent when I got into radio. I had to get rid of my New York accent. But I hear it when I go home. You hear it everywhere. But someone say, Georgie, I seen you on Johnny Carson. You were so funny, my jaws were sore. Good folks, and a good neighborhood.
Yeah. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And things are, as always, going quite well. The name of the show and the album.
Right.
Carlin on Campus. Terrific. Come back and see us anytime.
Thank you. I'm going to take my Henny England tie.
Oh, yeah. Lovely Henny England tie.
Thank you all. Shall I leave now?
No, stay right there. George Carlin, ladies and gentlemen. We have to pause here for station identification. And then, of course, I wrote Peggy Sue. Okay. I get a call from my mother. Dave, are you really Mr. Rock and Roll? Well, the neighbors came over with the magazine and said... It's always a pleasure to welcome my first guest. He is a very funny man, also the author of this book we've just been perusing right here. Sometimes a little brain damage can help. Please welcome George Carlin. George, nice to see you here. I know you're in town because you were hosting Saturday Night Live
Right.
a couple of nights ago. That turned out very nicely for you.
Turned out very well. It's been 9 years, but I think I'm going to come back quicker next time.
Yeah, it seemed to work okay.
Yeah, it worked fine. I felt very loose, and then they made it, it seems like it should be a hard week to do, but it came out real easy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It certainly looked that way. Let me ask you a couple of things about the book. By the way, where do folks get this book?
This is a bookstore book.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. As opposed to the lotto stand and all that. Actually in bookstores. Sometimes a little brain damage can help.
Let me ask you about this quote.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's my
of course, I
dedication.
can't read the quote, but it's something here from Voltaire.
Voltaire, yeah.
Did he actually say, if you can't dance, you a lot of waitresses?
Yes, I think he did. Yeah. And if he didn't, he should have.
Do you want to spend a couple of minutes just going through the book here?
Yeah, I got a couple of little parts that you always like certain things better than others. There are some things, for instance, there's the Miscellaneous Ailments Foundation. We dedicated a couple of pages to them. A lot of diseases, as you know, don't have a comedian working for them, don't have a telethon. These are sort of miscellaneous ailments: 6-foot nose hairs.
Oh.
Hereditary fructose intolerance.
I'm sorry, hereditary
Fructose
intolerance.
Yeah, it stays with you all your life, I hear. Laetrile overdose, irregular gait, lack of hustle.
Irregular gait?
Irregular gait. You've seen those folks on the street.
Yeah, yeah.
Oriental nightmare death syndrome, which apparently only strikes a portion of the population. Non-productive cough. Some of these are minor things. Cancer of the bridge of the nose. That's no fun.
Yeah.
Circumcision blunder. I don't know if you can say something like that. But that is one of them.
Yeah.
So there are various things: constant screaming, maidenly hysterics, different things that we think deserve
You
attention.
have a section in there of things that you never see.
Things you never see. Well, a bum with nice luggage. 2 homosexuals who own a coal mine.
Yeah.
A street junkie with plenty of leisure time.
Yeah.
A man who snorts iron ore.
Leisure time.
Lots of these.
Yeah.
And I'm a list person. I like little lists, and that's where I get my fun. Here's a list of people I can do without.
Yeah.
Guys named Skip. Anyone with a charge account at an ammo shop. A man with 7 gold teeth who wants to play cards. Any person who drinks rum through his nose. And a man with whose arm hair completely covers his wristwatch.
Yeah, those are... now, what would this book go for?
This book goes for your $5.95, Dave. It might be marked down in some areas, but
Now, George, let me...
we tried to get jokes per page, JPP. We tried to get the joke per page rate. Look at this. Look at this. All over full of things,
Yeah.
see?
So while it's not
it's not your tome.
But it's dense.
It's not your tome. It's dense.
Dense with jokes.
That's
Okay.
right.
George Carlin, sometimes a little brain damage can help.
Absolutely.
All right, we have to do a commercial here,
Sure.
George, and then we'll come back and find out what else is going on with Mr. Carlin. Thank you, Paul. So it was right after I signed with Sun Records that I met Colonel Parker. This is from your book. This is a generic joke.
Yes.
A person goes into a place and says something to another person. The second person says something back to him. The first person listens to that and then says something funny.
Right? You can use it anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of records, how many albums have you sold? How many have you released? How many have you sold?
If you count one way back for RCA, and you have to when you're sitting in this building, I guess I've released 11. And I don't know. I guess they sold about 5 million, something like that.
Very impressive, because comedy records generally, even a successful comedy record probably won't sell that many, and you've sold 5 million.
And well, what's nice about them, and I'm proud of it, they keep selling. Some of those from 1973, I'll get, I'll see that every week, every month, they're pumping out a few units.
Do they go around the world? They sell in other countries?
Only in English-speaking countries. Yeah. Sorry to say, we tried real hard. Tried real hard to get them into Bangladesh. No haps.
That would be interesting, though. It would just be you speaking a different language, or somebody dubbing the albums for you?
Yeah, well,
it's one of the dumbest questions I've ever coughed up.
New technology.
How do you like being back in New York? I know you don't come back here as much as you probably would like to these days.
Well, I enjoy it, though. I have certain things. I love the restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a few favorites, little places that are still around. You ever been to Shorty's Footwear restaurant?
Shorty's Footwear? No, I never have.
Well, their slogan is, how would you like a nice meal out of someone else's footwear? And they feature chicken in a shoe, beef in a brogan, pork in a pump.
Pork in a pump. Let me jot that down, George, because I'd like to order that if I could. Pork in a pump. All right.
Lox in a loafer. And of course, mostaccioli in a moccasin. They're getting into the foreign things.
Yeah, this specialty place, obviously. Now, do you find that the name of a restaurant is any kind of tip-off to what you're going to get?
Yeah, I'll try to avoid a place that's called Scarf and Barf. Although the bulimics, I understand, like it quite a bit. There's an interesting anorexic restaurant here in New York with no waiters. But you know what you want to stay out of? You want to stay out of a place called the Coach and Roach, Moldy's, the Nauseateria, Casa Gristle. The restaurant for the unclean, I don't find too appealing.
Yeah. Now, you spend most of your time in Southern California or on the road.
Yeah.
Now, what is your comparison of the service you get in a restaurant from, say, Southern California to New York or any other place in New York?
Well, I think you'd agree, because you get on that plane a lot, I know. Service is pretty much standard. I try to avoid any waitress who has a tattoo that says, born to serve food. Or a waiter with a Band-Aid, where the orange is starting to run. Well, these are tips. Listen, don't blame me. It's not my world.
No, that's right. It's not George's world.
I like to have a little fun when they, a lot of the waiters are very attentive. You know how they come around and they say, is everything okay? They'll come 2 or 3 times, and I'm literal with it. I say, no, as a matter of fact, my sister's out of work. The television doesn't work. My feet hurt, and I owe a lot of money.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're really attentive. They'll call you at home that night and ask if everything is still okay. But I keep them on their toes. I order unusual things. They'll ask you if you would like something from the bar, and I'll say, yeah, give me a prune margarita, will you? With a watermelon twist. Gin and napalm is another one of my favorites. Listerine and soda, that's always nice. But with the peppermill, they stand there. I let them go for about an hour with the peppermill. Very nice. Let them go. Big terrific. Right. And after you get a huge pile, and they say, wait, a little more, and then a little more, they say, okay, that's it. Keep them on their toes. That's my...
You know what I did one time, and it's an interesting reaction depending on where you are. The waitress or waiter came over and said, you know how they will garnish your plate usually with some parsley? And the waiter came over and said, can I get you anything else? I said, yeah, I'd like some more parsley, please.
Yes. Well, I have a friend who's existed on garnish alone for 11 years.
Right.
So here we are.
That's it. Are we done with the restaurant? So, where are you going from here?
I'm going home, and then I jump out a little bit more and then take a nice vacation for myself. A little road work.
Where are you going on vacation?
Going down to St. Martin in the Caribbean for Christmas and New Year's, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
The book here, sometimes a little brain damage can help. And remember, despite its slim appearance, it's chock full of comedy, ladies and gentlemen. George Carlin, nice to see you again, George.
Thank you, Dave.
Have a good trip. We're going to pause here for stage night identification. We'll be right back.
The essence of Scully. Never been a hall like this.
Hi, I'm Rob Burnett. I'm from New Jersey. I'm 24 years old, and I'm serving as the relief host for Late Night with David Letterman. I was chosen from a random drawing, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. You know, Rob, before we get George out here, there's one other thing. Hal, can we test the confetti cannon or not? Sure. Is that all right? All right, it should be that button. Now, this is a brand new device.
This here?
No, this button right here. Is everybody ready for this? Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh,
I got trouble with hair now.
yeah, that certainly was a swell idea. Okay. Okay, Rob, now bring up
It's always a pleasure to welcome my first guest to this program. He can currently be seen in concert on HBO, and he has a new album coming out next month called Playing With Your Head. Please welcome comedian George Carlin. George, nice to see you. George, co-host here tonight. How are you, George?
I'm always late for weddings.
Hey, just ask him the questions that are on the sheet.
Thanks, Dave.
I feel like Ed tonight.
So, how have you been?
Doing pretty fine. Just, you know, hanging around New York a little bit. Glad to be here with the Hoosier-born late-night funny man. I've been reading a lot of things about your show. Serious analyses of your show are getting around. Yeah. And, of course, you know, they use a lot of shorthand. Writers, media people. You're the Hoosier-born late-night funny man. Paul is the sidekick maestro. Yeah. Or, if you don't mind, sometimes the diminutive sidekick maestro. Paul. All right. And I guess I'm kind of a veteran stand-up comic. Yeah. If I had veteran bearded stand-up comic. I think if I had let my hair long, I'd be the aging hippie comedian. But they find a way, don't they, to shorthand you.
Sure.
Howard Hughes was the billionaire recluse. Robert Vesco is the fugitive financier. Martin Luther King, slain civil rights leader. Andrei Sakharov, the ailing Soviet dissident. Squeaky Fromme is the ex-Manson follower. Of course, Charles Manson is the convicted mass murderer. That's a good one to avoid, if you possibly can. Evel Knievel is the former daredevil. Pope John Paul is the much-traveled pontiff. And I'm forgetting a few. Then there are some generic ones. Mob chieftain, reputed mob figure. Those are nice to avoid also. Yeah. So I'm just happy to be here, walking around.
Rob Burnett, I think, is the unluckiest man on the face of the earth.
Absolutely.
I think fledgling co-host.
Yeah. Very fledgling. Very fledgling. Yeah. So now you're also in a movie? Good transition there?
Nice transition.
Very good. Very good.
Yes. Right. Soon to be film star, I guess. No, I am. I finally, after all this time, I'm getting my turn. I did a movie with Bette Midler and Shelley Long. Of course, this won't be out till February. I'm talking about it now because it's a new experience. Usually people wait to plug
You've done movies before, haven't you?
Well, I did Car Wash, but it was kind of a cameo. And I brought my own wardrobe and wrote my own scene. That's not like, that's not like being in the movies, is it?
It was like a hobbyist movie.
Yeah, that's all it was. A do-it-yourself, quick, one-day thing. And then, of course, I did a movie 10 years before that with Doris Day. With Six, You Get Egg Roll, another memorable part.
Is that right?
I've tried to do a movie every 10 years. That's been my goal. But now, actually, the truth is, I felt out of place most of that time in the acting situation, and I don't now. I feel very good. Yeah. So this movie is called Outrageous Fortune, and the main thing I'm thrilled about is that I feel comfortable there, and I want to do more of that. Yeah. So.
What was Doris Day like? What was Doris Day like?
Like that. Yeah. That was.
What was she really like?
That was a frightening time for me because I felt so out of place. Brian Keith was in it too, and I was just completely, you know, overpowered and out of my element.
Yeah.
But she was, like I say, really about like that.
Yeah. Now you're a big sport.
What was she really like?
Hey, I couldn't get behind the scenes, you know. It was a small part, and I did see a lot of animals near her trailer.
Yeah. Well, she loves animals.
That's right.
She loves animals.
That's right. Oh, okay. Come on, folks.
We're gonna go to a commercial. I gotta step in here. We're gonna go to a commercial. We'll be back more with George Carlin. We're back with George Carlin. Oh my God.
You're doing great.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Absolutely.
Thanks
not a
very
bad
much.
job.
So you're a big sports fan. What? No. You're a big movie fan. I think actually. You're not a sports fan yet.
I think you recovered nicely.
Now, what do you watch a lot of cable TV? You stay.
Yeah, that's 3 subjects now. I can pick one.
He's audibilizing here at the line, isn't he?
And it's more or less up to me now. The only thing I want to say about movies is that I'm like a lot of people of not just my generation, but several generations in this country who have, you know, sat in the movies and had dreams of maybe being in the movies. I mean, it's one of those great American stories. And I'm one of those people who watches strange things in movies. I look for little things, the offbeat. Like if my birthday's mentioned. You ever been in a movie and you're watching it and they mention your birthday, they say the invasion will be May 12th? Don't you want to tell the person next to you? My birthday, that's my birthday. They just mentioned it in the movie. But like if they show a newspaper headline, I read the little stories down at the bottom, don't you? If there's a crowd scene, I wonder which person had a really nutritious breakfast that day. Which guy has a long way to drive going home at night. And capped teeth. I look for capped teeth. I really watch for this. I often wonder how funny some of these love scenes would be if everyone had his original teeth. And I look for the people who have not quite made it yet all the way. They have their front teeth capped and the yellow ones start here. And then you'll see them 2 movies later and they're all done. You know. But you mentioned cable TV. How's that for a transmission? Transmission. Now it's got me nervous. Well, I have a strange cable. I have a past tense cable channel where they're showing old shows, which is common enough. A lot of revivals of the old 50s comedies. But these are in past tense. We're getting Got Smart, Father Knew Best, We Left It to Beaver. Make Room for Daddy is on, but not only did they change the tense of that, they put it from the active to the passive voice, and it's Daddy had room made for him. Car 54, Where Were You? Which of course, you would expect. A Western, Had Gone, Would Have Traveled. I Led 3 Lives is on, but that's already in the past tense, so that's being called I Had Been Leading 3 Lives. And a great topical satiric show that David Frost put on, That Had Been the Week That Had Been. So I stay pretty much glued to my TV now, Dave. What else?
We got the All-Star Game. The All-Star Game's coming up. You're a big sports fan.
Well,
Tonight.
Tonight's
It's already been played.
That's right.
It's over.
And what a result. What a result.
National League, I think.
And it was closer than I thought.
Closer. But you know what I hated to see was when it was marred by that bench-clearing brawl.
Oh, yeah, wasn't that terrible?
You'd think an All-Star game.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be a little more professional. Yeah, I just like to see a few sports changed. I'm used to these sports now, and I'd like a few new rules, something to make it a little more exciting. In football, I'd let all 45 guys play at the same time. You know, what's the stuff standing around watching the game? Put on a helmet, get in there, and hurt someone. In football, I would also leave the injured on the field. You know, they're always talking about how it's a big war going on out there. Fine, let the Red Cross come around and pick these people up. Why stop the game for something like that? Basketball could be made a lot more exciting. I would have a 2-second shot clock. As soon as that ball is inbounds, get that thing up in the air. I did not come to watch a game of catch. I'm looking for a 400 or 500 point ball game, weren't you? Also in basketball, this might be exciting. Right at the center court line, for 10 feet on either side of the center court line, I would have a gasoline fire. And one more thing in basketball, I would allow 25 points for any ball that goes in the basket off another man's head.
Yeah.
You'd increase the chance for serious injuries, and you'd see some really good fights.
What about baseball? What would you do for
Baseball, to speed, and that needs speeding up.
Yeah.
Baseball, I'd speed it up by everyone gets one swing. That's it. You're out. Sit down. Come on. Let's go. Next guy. Another thing with baseball, if the pitcher hits the batter with the ball, batter's out. You hit 27 guys in a row, you got a perfect game. You know what I mean? And you'd be out of that ballpark in 15 minutes. You could be home watching football on TV and see some really serious injuries. You know what I mean? Also in baseball, it might be nice in the outfield to have a series of randomly placed landmines.
Well, I think we're just about going to wrap things up here.
You're picking it up great.
I'm coming around. I'm doing okay.
I feel much more comfortable than I did last time here with you.
My job's over now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for being here. Can I stay here? We'll be right back after station identification.
Thank you, folks. Welcome back to our program. We're going to, in May, we want to go someplace, Paul, so be thinking of a place to go in May.
We
the
get to
entire
travel?
show. New Orleans is a good suggestion.
Yeah, well.
Be very nice down there in the springtime. We'll talk about this in the upcoming episodes of Late Night with David Letterman, the program you're currently watching. Or maybe not. You know, aside from being one of the funniest and most prolific comedians, my first guest tonight is now a motion picture star. He can currently be seen playing a 1960s burnout in the film Outrageous Fortune. Have you seen this, Paul?
Not yet, but I
You
hear
should try and see these when we have a guest on.
Carlin is great in it,
All right.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to George Carlin.
Pretty good.
Nice to have you here. And
Pleasure to be at the new, improved Late Night 87.
Late Night 87,
I mean, I had to
exactly,
say it,
absolutely. Right there. Although, you know, I don't think we ever said anything about improved.
No,
we
well,
just said new.
That's my radio background.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You all knew. That's what
Yeah,
it
they
was.
all knew.
Well, let's improve it a little, too.
All right, well, that's why you're here.
Well, I'm pleased as punch.
How was your holiday? We had a holiday yesterday.
President's Day. Yeah,
That's
well,
right.
I was hoping that you had a safe and sound President's Day. Did you and yours have a...
I stayed home and celebrated quietly.
Yeah, we did the same. The wife and I stay home on those kind of things. You know, let the kids, God bless them, let the kids go out. And the people, they want to drink, they want to drive. It's not a good night to be on the highway.
No, it's maniacs.
Yeah, the idiots and the maniacs, both out. So we stayed home. We had dinner, exchanged gifts.
Oh, that's nice.
And
What did you get from your wife?
I got a set of forks.
Yeah?
Each one different, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I gave her a couple of passes to a museum that hasn't opened yet in our area.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
Very
and then we
thoughtful.
watched the late news, took a bunch of sleeping pills, and we were off. I mean, I say we had a heck of a time and some darn fun.
Well, that's good. That's great. What else is going on?
Oh, you know, I'm working in that movie. That's well, I'm not working in it anymore.
No, you finished the movie.
Yeah,
How
I
many
think so.
movies have you done?
I've done 3. I've done 1 in each of the last 3 decades. Well, my legs hurt in between, and I don't, you know, it's hard to get over there. But it is kind of silly. It is, it's really silly, because it was my childhood ambition, actually, to be a funny guy, to be like, I was a Danny Kaye fan.
Right.
And in fact, I volunteered for being silly as soon as I found out you could do that. That was a thing to do.
Yeah.
One of my early teachers said, well, George, you can either study and take responsibility or you can be silly.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, hey, yeah, as long as it's an option,
Yeah.
I'll go for that. So I was one of those class clown kind of kids. And, of course, I had the lean, hard physique of a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the die was cast. They spotted that early. But I guess every now and then you waver, you know. It wasn't an easy road. For a while, I wanted to be a railway postal inspector.
Yeah.
And I saw a John Wayne movie once, and I was really influenced by that. For about a week, I wanted to be the wholesale distributor for extruded aluminum products. Didn't stay with me, though. And I had a problem because the background, my ethnic background, was one of those which frowned on entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mother was Comanche and Swiss.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my father had an unusual mixture, Vatican City and Easter Island. But we did have a lot of holidays, God bless them. In fact, we celebrated 6 different Independence Days.
Yeah.
But,
6?
6, yes. Well, you go back into the grandparents, we had people from Malta and the Isle of Wight, and Bermuda, and Guamians. But that's going a little far back. Another thing that sort of worked against me on this show business thing, my neighborhood was not the kind of neighborhood where you wanted to be associated with play acting or stage. It was kind of a tough...
Considered to be sissy activity, right?
Yeah. It was kind of a tough neighborhood. It was. You've heard of Hell's Kitchen?
Sure.
Well, this wasn't quite as tough. It was Hell's Dining Room.
But still very tough.
Yes. Yeah. Well, on Halloween, we would kill a person. We had die or treat. Did you know, actually, there's also a rich, tough neighborhood in New York called Hell's Servants' Quarters?
Oh, is that right? Just probably a little farther north over there.
Yes, it was. Yeah. And like I say, it was kind of tough. I did the best I could, and I guess school is where I ran into my the most approval for my behavior.
Yeah. Were you good in school?
Well, now, are you including learning in that? I was okay. I was, unfortunately, each summer I would seem to forget all of the things they had taught the year before. Yeah. So when I would come back in the fall, I was right at square one again.
A lot of catching up to do, I would
Absolutely.
think.
Daydreamer, that was my problem, daydreaming. If they'd had a course in What's Outside the Window,
right,
I'd have probably done very well.
Excellent marks in that, yeah.
Excellent marks, but I was a sensitive. That was my problem, I think, sensitive kid. My mother washed me in Woolite, you know. Yeah. Guys don't like that. A loner. Yeah. Spent a lot of time alone. Were you that way?
Not really, no. I don't think I was a loner, no.
Yeah, I did. I had an imaginary friend, but I didn't bother with him, you know.
I tell you what, let's do a commercial here, and we'll continue visiting tonight here with George Carlin. We'll be right back. George Carlin is here, Willie Nelson is here. You must have at one time or another worked with Willie Nelson before, I guess, huh?
Not on the same bill, although we recently up at Lake Tahoe, we were on the same stage, but I did an early show, he did a late show.
It seems like it would be a good combination of shows, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
And do you know anything about building screen doors?
No, but listen, I'm willing to try anything. I mean, I'd like to.
But aren't you amazed that there's somebody who can actually build in eight minutes 2 screen doors?
I think so, sure.
Yeah, I think that's very impressive.
I might pay to see that.
Well, you don't have to pay because we're bringing it here to free network television.
And this will be tonight? Well,
no, not tonight, in March.
Oh.
Paul and I covered all of this already.
That's a lot of lead time.
Yeah, I know. This is the kind of thing you want to promote, though.
Yeah, by that time, I may be able to do it myself by March.
Yeah. Well, please, don't work ahead on this.
No, okay.
Okay.
I might buy the parts.
Yeah, get all the equipment.
Okay.
Now, tell me about your activity with girls when you were a school kid.
Well, I wasn't. I was too smart for my own good with girls. Like when we would play doctor, I would find an aneurysm. You know, get this girl to a hospital. There's nothing much to tell about that. That's about the extent of that. You know, the sad part of it is I used to spend a lot of time in this building. Yeah. See,
you kid from this area, right?
Yeah, I was from the Upper West Side, but I was an autograph collector and stage struck, and I'd rather just talk about some real stuff because I've been trying to be jokey and all that, and I always feel a little funny about that. Do you mind me saying that to them? They're listening.
Sure, we'll edit it right out.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it'll make me feel better anyway. Because I'd rather just tell you something that's really true. I collected autographs when I was a kid, and I hung around this building. We used to walk up the stairs of this building. I think it's around 68 stories. Yeah. We used to get here when work would be over about 5:30. There wouldn't be many people. We would walk up to the top and walk down, wait for the radio shows to get over. collect autographs.
What year are we talking about now?
I was 10, 11, and 12 years old, so that was 1947, 48, 49. Radio was just, you know, finishing. TV was just coming in. And I used to get out of my dentist's office and take his business cards and then go collect autographs. I was really stage struck.
So you'd go up to somebody with the business card of a dentist? And
Yes.
That's interesting. We have a 12-year-old dentist here.
But I did. I got jazz musicians at Birdland and places like that, and the different stage shows. I just, you know, I always wanted to get up and do something. In school, I would have to get up. I sang and played manana. In the 5th grade for Sister Annunciata's club meeting. And I don't think they understood that at all. Peggy Lee might have enjoyed it, but...
was that your first actual, not a real gig, but...
No, well, I was in Sister Nathaniel's 2nd grade band. It was mostly sticks and clappers, but it seemed like a band to us. We played it for Joe Louis and Eleanor Roosevelt at a band. My first liberal benefit, actually, when I think about it now, at Horace Mann School. So I was always looking for ways to show off. That's really what it amounted to. Being a smart ass on the corner, you know, having to have the last word and everything.
What was was it fun working in this film with Shelley Long and Bette Midler?
Yeah, it was. I was really concentrating very hard on getting it right, you know, because I'd like to do more of this, and I did a lot of preparation.
But
so,
you must hate it, because what you do, when you go to concert, you just go out there, it's you, it's no props, it's no dancers, and you do your act 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever, and you go home and you count your money on the plane. But here, you show up and you sit, and you sit, and you sit.
But that's what got in the way the other time, was that I was so used to being up on stage alone and taking care of everything myself. I couldn't mix, I couldn't work collaboratively. I'm able to do that now. No, I like the difference. I like the balance. I've already done that. You know, that stand-up thing, fine. I know I can do that. I like the idea of surrendering a little, letting, you know, and having to wait and work with someone else and use someone else's words. It's a different set of muscles that you get to use.
Now, is that ever a problem for you when you see something and you know in the back of your mind intuitively that it could be funnier if it was done another way? Were they open to suggestions like that?
Well, on this one they were, On this one, before we ever started shooting, they let me put my own feeling into the character. And, you know, my own cadences or words that I would use, or even jokes that I thought were better. But then I had to pull back. I could see that they had done what they needed to do. Leslie Dixon, it was her first screenplay that was sold, I guess, and it was just very well written to start with. I didn't feel like changing.
Did you ever threaten to walk?
Oh yeah, first day I got there, I said, 2 more trailers or I'm gone.
You got to do that if you're making movies. You got to make a scene.
That's it.
It's is it playing all over the country now?
All over, any screen.
Outrageous Fortune with Shelley Long, Bette Midler, and George Carlin. Do we have a clip here? Clip?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good to see you again, George.
I said no clip.
We'll have you back when the guy makes the screen. Nice to see you. We'll be right back, kids. I could be Bob Barker. I'm this close to being Bob Barker. When this thing crashes and burns, I'm going to get a little game show and give away prizes just like that. I could be Bob Barker. No, I could. Well, no, close. I could be close to Bob Barker. I could be like the next Bob Barker.
No, you could never. You could. Well, maybe the next Bob.
Our next guest is a very funny man whose new album is entitled, right here, I've got a copy of it right here. It's entitled, What Am I Doing in New Jersey? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to this program, George Carlin. Hi, George. Good to see you. Nice to have you. Oh, you know, I'm all right. All right. I'm great. I'm all right. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
How you been?
I've been all right. I've been fine, actually.
Let's talk about this. What does this mean? What exactly, what are you doing in New Jersey? Where did that take place?
Union City. We did the last HBO show I did. And what I usually do now is make an album out of that show each time.
Yeah.
So we were going to call it What in God's Name Am I Doing in New Jersey, but...
You're from right here in New York, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker, Upper West Side. kind of an unusual neighborhood. You know, it was a mixture. It was right between Harlem and Columbia University, so it was a lot of different influences. And I was an unusual kid. Actually, that started before I was born. When my mother...
Your childhood being unusual started before you were...
That's right, yes. When my mother was pregnant with me, she carried me very low. And in fact, for the last 6 weeks, my feet were sticking out. It was very embarrassing to her.
Yeah, it makes shopping tough, I would think.
Yeah, and she had to buy maternity shoes. But actually, she said I was a big help in climbing stairs, so it wasn't bad. That's the way it is. And nature takes one thing away and gives you something else.
Yeah, I see. It all balances out. Part of God's great plan.
That's right. And I was physically okay. You know, well, I was kind of normal. The only thing is this one ear. This ear, as you can see, is rounded. It's regular round.
Yeah.
And this one is not. It's sort of like a devil ear. It's kind of pinched. And the doctor said that happened at the moment I was conceived. My mother and father suddenly sat down. So, you know, you can see what that would do.
They sat down, yeah.
You can picture that.
You're lucky it just was the ear.
I know.
It could have been...
I wasn't facing
No,
forward.
sure. It could have been anything.
Could have been terrible.
Well, gosh, I can see where that would have been a terrible trauma as a child.
But I went through the normal stages of childhood. You know, scamp, rascal, little Dickens, whippersnapper.
Right.
And then straight into full-blown psychotic.
I see.
I was the only kid who went directly from shenanigans right into crimes against humanity.
Oh, is that right?
And, you know, one of the things that influenced me, I think, I grew up on a hill. And I think that throws you off, you know? When you think about it, like a hill, you know, if you're walking down a hill, you're walking aligned with gravity. But if you were to tilt that, see, you're actually leaning backwards. Yeah. And if you stand perpendicular to the ground, well, on a hill, you're leaning forward. So either way, you're screwed. See? And then there was the north-south thing. You know about that?
No.
Well, like, if you look at a map, like if you're sitting at a desk looking at a map,
sure,
north is that way.
Yeah.
Well, our front door faced south. So when I came out of the house in the morning, I was facing the wrong way already. So I think those two things, I was disoriented in two planes, horizontal and vertical. And
what kind of parents did you have? Were they nice, normal folks?
Well, I was going to say my uncle was a big influence. That because my father wasn't present in the home.
I see.
You know, well, when I was very young, he left when I was very young. Actually, he didn't leave; he was asked to leave. He had trouble metabolizing ethanol. The way we said it. So my uncle was the father figure, and he was a big guy. And you know how your father or your uncle will throw you up in the air and catch you? Yeah. Well, he was big, and one time my uncle threw me up so high that I could see the curvature of the earth. You know?
That's about 60,000 feet, George. I think you have to go to see the curve of the earth.
I actually believe I caught a glimpse of Sri Lanka. Yeah. I didn't know it at the time it was called Ceylon.
I see. Well, of course, sure.
But I was never the same.
Yeah.
I was never the same from that day on.
And your mother, I'm just guessing here, must have just been a saint, I would think, huh?
Well, I wasn't altogether. My uncle used to refer to it kind of, you know, euphemistically. He'd say, the kid's not playing with a full bag of Jacks. Or say it was a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. You know, now, my mother, well, she was kind of strict. She was kind of strict. You heard of my mother, the car? Can you picture my mother, the armored personnel carrier?
Yeah, that's tough.
In fact, the person whom she most reminds me of physically is Charles Carlin. You picture bringing home a bad report card to Charles Carlin in a dress.
Is your mom still with us?
No. She never did get over it. She's still going through postpartum depression, and she died several years ago, which will give you an idea how bad things were at home. I was hard to handle, you know. I was just a kid that was hard to handle. I'm 51 now. That's 9 Celsius, by the way. And it was just very tight. I don't want to make it all bad. There were some good things. I have some very pleasant childhood memories. I remember, like, coming home from church on Sunday, and my mother would get drunk and try to make pancakes. You know, so there was.
So you're saying it wasn't all bad?
No, there was a little fun in the family as well.
let me go back a second. At the moment you were conceived, your parents sat down.
Suddenly. Yeah.
Suddenly sat
Yes,
down. I see. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to reconfirm
That'll
that.
throw you off.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and now what are you up to? How are things going these days? Great.
Things are just fine. By the way, I would like to point out that I did straighten out eventually.
Oh, sure. I think we can see that.
When I was 18. It happened overnight. It was just sudden. It happened. What it was I realized that at that point the state had a legal right to execute me.
Right. So that got your attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, good. I'm glad you could be.
Otherwise, everything is fine.
Everything is good. Yeah. All right. Let's see. The album is called What Am I Doing in New Jersey? Big seller, and the HBO show has been...
That's been out for a while. They play it every now and then, you know.
Good. Nice to see you again, George.
Thank you. Good
Thank
to
you
be
very
here
much
on
for
Hump
being
Week.
here. Yes, that's right. Thank you. George Carlin, ladies and gentlemen. George Carlin. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, I can never hear Mr. Kasparov. I can hear him, but I don't understand him. It's a combination. He's phoning all the way from Moscow, and I think he's talking quickly, fast, and I'm thinking of other things. I never understand what he says.
Where he says.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't know how to play chess.
So I don't know how to play chess. And the board had been inadvertently scrambled because we were looking at moves this afternoon, and I neglected to return his piece to where it was supposed to be.
So today was a mess.
Yeah, the whole thing, I may have just tainted the entire contest.
Yes, you may
It
have.
may now be played under protest.
You may have disqualified yourself.
And none of it makes any difference after that lousy, lame basketball joke at the expense of Robert C. Wright. Al, can we see a little more of that, please, to just drive the nail in a little deeper? Here it comes, and there goes the ball, and bing! Oh, man, what is this? Stand back. All right, it just gets funnier and funnier the longer you... So, all in all, it's quite a night. And that trip to Washington.
Well, that was gold.
I'm exhausted.
Here, what?
I'm exhausted.
Ah.
Yeah. Our first guest tonight, a man who has certainly influenced the comedy of our times, and not a minute too soon here tonight. He will be performing at the Westbury Music Fair next Saturday and Sunday, the 18th and 19th of November. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, George Carlin.
Yes, indeed.
How are you?
I'm just doing great. Finally talked the rest of the family into using a gel toothpaste.
Wow.
It's taken a while. Biggest problem was my son D'Artagnan. I've mentioned him to you, I think.
D'Artagnan, Carlin?
D'Artagnan. Yeah, he's a rebel, you know. He's in trouble with the law.
How old a boy is he?
He's 27. He's in trouble with the law. They got him for grand theft locomotive,
Oh, no.
which is stupid.
Yeah.
You know, you steal a train and there's only two ways you can go with it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, there were police at both ends of the track.
Oh, no. Geez, that seems misguided.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that you and your family had a happy and a safe and sane election day. Huh?
Yeah, we did. We got through it all right.
Yeah, we didn't send cards this year. You didn't get a card from us.
No, that's all right. I understand.
We kind of keep election day in the family. You know.
The old-fashioned kind of election day.
Yeah, that's right. We exchange gifts early in the morning. And we have the big meal later in the day. Well, we leave the tree up.
You have an election tree.
We have an election tree, and we leave it up throughout the holiday season.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, because...
Does it dry out and become a fire hazard?
No, I'm ashamed to say it's an artificial tree.
Oh, I see.
But it'll be there for Thanksgiving, which is I know from listening to you, that is your favorite holiday.
I think it is my favorite holiday. I've said so on the program.
Well, you're from the heartland. You're
Indianapolis,
from the heartland.
sure, right.
You're from the heartland, you got to like Thanksgiving. We're doing something a little different this year for Thanksgiving. We're not having a turkey. This year we're having a swan. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a lot more stuffing, for one thing. We try to have something different every year on
Do
Thanksgiving.
you find that the kids fight over the neck?
Yeah. Oh, everybody gets a little neck. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Bicentennial year, we had an eagle. Yeah. And last year we had a seagull. Have you ever tasted seagull?
No, I haven't had gull.
It's a little tough, but the good thing about it, you don't have to add any salt. David, as long as we are speaking of birds which we kill and then eat, let me ask you something. When you have chicken at lunch, and then for some reason you have chicken again at dinner time, do you ever wonder if the chickens knew each other?
That hasn't really crossed my mind.
These are the kind of things I think of when I'm sitting home alone and the power goes out. Like if I get a hamburger and then I have a second one, I wonder, am I dealing with the same cow?
Yeah, in the same, sure. No,
Yeah.
well, that would be very disturbing, I would think.
I'll tell you something else I wonder about. When I'm at the ballpark, seeing a baseball, football game, big crowd, 40, 50,000 people,
Yeah.
I always wonder how many people in that crowd have dry cleaning that's been in the store longer than 30 days. And while they're watching the game, this guy is selling their pants. Yeah.
Many of these things have never crossed my mind.
These are the kind of thoughts that kept me out of the really good schools.
I see.
And we had a fairly good week. You can see I'm sort of trying to remember the next thing I had planned here because I like to give you a full report.
Yeah, all right. Well, let me see if I can't help here.
Okay.
What else are you doing in New York now?
Oh, well, I love it here. It's my hometown.
Yeah.
And the people are friendly.
Sure.
Yeah, I think they're friendly.
They're kind of aggressively friendly.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. A prostitute today offered me the clergyman's rate.
Well,
That's friendly.
you can't go wrong.
I'll also be engaging in two of my hobbies while I'm here.
Two hobbies, yeah.
One of my hobbies is falling down in a hotel lobby and pretending to have a stroke. You know what I like? You know what's good about it? It takes your mind off your work. That's what a hobby is for.
At what point do you call a halt to the charade?
I'd sort of wait till they've taken me out of the building because I don't want to spoil it for the other people.
Yeah. But have you ever allowed them to perform medical procedures on you?
Only in the lobby. Once I'm out of the
I
lobby,
see, the
I say, hey
joke's over.
guys, it's a joke, you know.
And then everybody enjoys a good laugh?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, good.
That's similar to my other hobby.
Which is?
I like to attend reunions of groups I never belonged to and make believe I'm someone who died a long time ago. And they say, where you been? And I say, well, I lived in Burma for a while, and, and you carry on. And it sort of gives them something to talk about for the following week or two.
You know, it occurs to me that you have always had kind of a good ear and observed the changes of modern language and
That's fun.
nuances and what's the other word I'm looking for?
Words.
Yeah, words. Yeah.
Yeah, well, phrases that we take for granted, like undisputed heavyweight champion.
Right.
Well, if it's undisputed, what's all the fighting about?
Yeah.
Undisputed means everybody agrees. Some guys are getting beat up pretty badly over something apparently we all agree on. Here's another one. This phrase where they say, well, you know where you can stick that. You'll often hear that, you know where you can stick. Well, why do we always assume that everyone knows where to stick it? Suppose you don't know. Suppose you're a new guy. And you have absolutely no idea where to stick it. I think there should be a free government booklet entitled Where to Stick It.
Where to stick it.
I believe there is, in fact, such a booklet, and you know what you can do with it. It's the quiet ones you got to watch. This one. This is a very dangerous assumption. It's really the noisy ones you got to watch. I mean, put it this way. While you're busy watching a quiet guy, a noisy guy's going to kill you. You're sitting in a bar and some guy's sitting over on the side in a chair reading poetry all by himself. And there's another guy standing at the bar banging a machete on the bar saying, if I don't get a drink, I'm going to kill someone. Who are you going to keep an eye on?
Right, I would think the noisy guy with the machete, of course.
Selling like hotcakes. Why hotcakes? Is this the biggest selling item we could think of?
They were very popular in the 30s.
Yeah, cigarettes, though. Beer, maybe. Coffee.
Condoms.
Condoms. Selling like...
Let's take a look at the old Carlin itinerary. D'Artagnan Carlin.
D'Artagnan is the youngest.
realize
and,
that.
Don't forget Dagwood.
And Dagwood Carlin.
Eldest, he's 30.
The 18th and 19th of November, you will be, where? Westbury. Oh, that's a nice place.
Week from next
Yeah,
weekend.
it'll be a great show.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you again, George.
Good to see
Thanks for
you.
dropping by. Happy Election Day. George Carlin, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Jack Hannon. Morty. Morty doing a little, what was the term for the skier, Morty? What was the term for the skier? Extreme skier. Doing a little extreme skating there.
A little extreme skating.
And if you're just tuning in, we're playing, what are we playing? May we see your photos, please? Is there anybody in there now to... You understand, this is a 1-hour photo processing place up on 6th Avenue. There we go. All right, let's barge right in. Do we have time to look at photos or not? Sure, of course. Let's go right in. Excuse me. Hi, hello. Pardon me. Hi, hello. Nice to see you. It's Jane Pauley. Look at that. It's Jane Pauley. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hey, what the hell happened? Are they gone? There it is right there. Hi. That guy right there leaned on something and we lost our photo. May we see your photos, please, ma'am?
Oh, no, I can't.
It's all right. It's me, Regis. Man. Oh, hi. How are you? Just leaning in for a better look. I'm sorry. Oh. Hey, are we going to go up there or not?
No, we don't have a picture.
You know, it's because we're passing now, the Earth is passing through the Van Allen belt. Yeah, we're being bombarded by bits of radiation.
I see.
I know, we'll go to this. Wait a minute, here's the photos, okay. Here we go, the photos. Okay. Really wait until you got into the privacy of your own home, ma'am. I think we need to see that. Thank you very much. Why couldn't the satellite go out then? God. It's a magic night. Now, was that her? Was that woman that we were looking
I'm not sure.
at? I don't know.
There was two people, I think.
I know it was, looked like a whole crowd. All right. We're always delighted when our first guest is in town and drops by to say hello. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, George Carlin.
Fine.
Thanks for coming in. You don't come to New York often, or do you? I don't think you do.
Yeah, maybe 5 or 6 times a year.
Well, that's often, I guess. And what brings you this time?
Well, I wanted to say first, though, I've never understood the reason for that 1-hour photo processing. I mean, you just saw the thing an hour ago.
Well, I never looked at it like that.
Your girlfriend didn't change that much.
Well, I don't know. Did you see that one? Yeah.
A little more than an hour involved there,
I
I
guess
think.
so.
But I'm feeling kind of good.
Now, were you here for the big Earth Day celebration? Because I know holidays and festive occasions are very important to you and your family.
Well, we celebrate every holiday about the same way. We get up early, open the presents first thing in the morning, and we have the big meal later in the day. And of course, we decorate the tree the night before. You don't think having a tree was a little maybe out of
Might have been, sure.
keeping with Earth Day, but the ornaments were all biodegradable.
So there.
So I feel safe on that. But I had something unusual recently. By the way, I didn't wash today. I just wanted to tell you that.
Oh, thank you very much.
I didn't. Well, I'm not dirty. You know.
No.
I'm one of those people. If I'm not dirty, hey, I don't wash.
Sure.
You know? So I'm still clean from yesterday.
And in your mind, what determines dirty?
Well, I think when I notice it in the mirror.
That would be time.
Yeah, that would be it.
Maybe slip into the shower.
Yeah. But I'm sorry. I feel very clean today. Did have a little trouble recently. Wanted to mention I had this is fairly common. I think a ringing in my ear.
Right.
Did you ever get that? It's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
And went to the doctor.
You know what that's called?
Yes, tinnitus.
Yeah.
And he found, you know what they found? A little bell.
No.
Small bell in my ear. And you know what I found? There's also something called objective tinnitus.
Objective tinnitus.
That's when you can't hear the ringing, but other people can.
Oh.
And it's very annoying to those around.
Yeah, I can see that both ways would be a problem.
Yeah. But I'm here to visit my son, primarily.
You have a big family. I don't think people are aware of this. I certainly wasn't. How many kids do you have?
Well, we spoke, I have 11 boys.
Yeah.
We spoke the last time, Last time I was here, we spoke, we mentioned D'Artagnan. He's my eldest.
Yeah. How old a boy is he now?
D'Artagnan is 50, oddly enough. D'Artagnan.
So you two are roughly the same
Yeah,
age?
just about.
I see.
But I'm here to. One of my other sons is having trouble. Shemp.
Shall
I try to name
D'Artagnan and Shemp.
Oh, let me tell you the names, if I can remember them all.
Okay,
I
sure.
hate to leave anybody
Yeah, I
out,
know.
because you leave someone out, they turn to a life of crime.
I know.
Let's see now. D'Artagnan, Shemp, Tonto, Dagwood, Agamemnon, Proctor, Montezuma, the twins, Zeppo and Grumpy, and John.
And John, yeah.
John.
I'll bet he was a surprise.
Well, I named John when I was still doing drugs. So. And the girls, don't want to forget the
two
girls.
girls.
Yes, Velveeta and Spatula. and they're kind of my favorites, I have to
Yeah,
admit
sure.
that.
Well, Dad would dote on the gals, I guess. The girls.
Shemp
sure.
is in trouble, though.
No, what's he
Yeah,
doing?
he got into a bad restaurant kind of a thing. He got into an investment as a restaurant. You ever hear? He bought a restaurant on the Upper East Side. It's called Shorty and Bud's Restaurant for the Unclean. And he had a new idea for changing it. He had, he thought it was a great idea. I told him, I said, it's not going to work.
Well, innovation is everything in the food business.
I think so. But I told him this doesn't seem like the best kind of innovation to go with. But, they're headstrong at that age. He's 40.
He's 40,
yeah. They're headstrong. He wanted, what the idea was?
No.
All you can eat to go.
Right.
Now,
how the hell?
They ran out of food in a half an hour.
Yeah,
People kept bringing in lawn bags. So, I don't know. He
Taking
takes
it back, they just feed the neighborhood with that, I guess. Yeah, geez,
He
it
takes
never
after
dawned
his
on me.
uncle Mustafa.
Uh-huh.
Mustafa was in the restaurant business,
Yeah.
too. He had a drive-through chili parlor.
Right.
Yeah, you don't stop, you just slow down, and they shoot the chili at you from a shotgun. They went out of business, so he was
that seems
robbed.
like a good idea.
Robert had a gun, he had a gun, there was no contest.
he was shooting chili.
That's right. They found the guy, they identified him from the many kidney beans in his pockets.
Oh.
Excuse me. It's funny to our family, but it's not a funny
No,
subject.
I know. Of course it's not. All right. Well, let us do this commercial here, and
that'll
then
be
sure
good.
we'll come right
That'll
back
be
here with George Carlin. Timothy Hutton is here. This is a great show. You, Timothy Hutton, and this woman who skis down the sheer cliff faces of
And probably goes
extreme
back up
skier.
and does it again.
Yeah, she does. Where were we? Oh, congratulations. You're just now, I guess, have completed,
Right.
and will soon be showing on HBO your 7th George Carlin special.
Yes,
Congratulations.
I am justifiably proud of having 7 of those in 13 years.
A lot of work goes into those.
A lot of work. A lot of flying.
Yeah.
In fact, I fly so much, I have an average lifetime velocity of 36 miles an hour.
I didn't even know you could figure that.
Yeah, well, it takes a little figuring. You have to sit down and be serious about it,
Yeah.
But I'm always on the plane. I like the little airlines. I like the little
Commuters?
ones. Yeah, I was on something recently called Flyorama. They don't have a movie, but they have 3 one-act plays.
Oh, now see, there's innovation. I like that. Yeah.
So I travel around. I do about 120 shows a year, and it takes about 2 years to work up a new hour's worth.
Yeah. It's very difficult.
Yeah, well, it's fun, though. I find I really do enjoy digging things out of the file and making something out of them, And on the planes, you get a lot of chance to work. Because you are away from everything else.
Right.
You read a lot. You see things. These are a couple of things that have sort of piled up in my mind recently, and maybe they've been covered by some recent guest. I don't know, but I like to mention my version of them anyway.
Sure.
There was, first of all, there was this idea in this war on drugs. They were going to drop these caterpillars on the coca crop, try to wipe out the cocaine.
Right.
I don't know if they're thinking about this, but caterpillars become moths. And, I mean, that's all we need is hundreds of millions of moths who've been up all night. With feelings of power and confidence. We don't need that.
Well, I would think somebody must have looked into that.
I hope maybe they won't go through with that. I also noticed that Ronald Reagan had the fluid removed from his brain after he got out of office. It would have seemed to me that would have been something to do right before your inauguration.
Maybe he should have run on that as part of his campaign.
That could have been.
I'll have it tapped out before the election.
See? Well, he made it anyway, though. He didn't need another issue. The rotten sneaker contest. You've read about that.
No, I don't know anything about
it. In this country somewhere, there's a thing called the rotten sneaker contest, and it's going international next year. This means we're going to be up against Mongolian sneakers.
No.
So I think we're going to really have to be on our mettle. Let's see. Another thing, talking about drugs, they found out you can get high from licking a toad. People in the South are doing this.
They exude certain
enzyme or something. And I understand in South Carolina and Georgia, they're going to try and make it against the law, naturally.
Yeah.
Make it against the law to lick a toad.
Sure, ruin our fun.
What they're going to do is force the whole toad trade underground, you know. And it would really be hard concealing them, you know. I mean, a kilo of toads is not something that's easy to...
Yeah.
I don't know. The only other thing that's interested me lately, I noticed you can now have 5 parents. It's possible to have 5 parents. An egg donor, a sperm donor, a surrogate mother to carry the child, and then 2 adoptive parents to take over the child later. And it really makes a thing like he has his mother's eyes sort of a confusing statement.
Sociological wonder. Let's see, when is the big show going to be on?
Unfortunately for the American people, that won't be until June 2nd.
June 2nd.
But I'm here to plug it early. I thought, get it in their minds now.
Good. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and come back anytime. It's George Carlin. We have to applause here for station identification. All right. Let's bring out our first guest, a very funny man. And the important thing, if you're going into the world of comedy, the real test is how long can you be funny? And he's been funny for a long, long time. He's been performing stand-up for the last 30 years. He has a brand new special, George Carlin, Live at the Paramount. Live at the Paramount. That takes place Saturday night, a live event right here in the city. You can see it on HBO. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome George Carlin. George. What happened?
I had an ovary removed.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No?
No, you didn't.
The old hide-and-seek injury? All right.
Good.
I'm really okay.
Good to see you. This is very exciting for me, and I guess even more exciting for you for a couple of reasons, but I know you always enjoy coming back to New York City.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, hometown. Doing this show from my hometown, that's great.
Yep.
And I love the restaurants. It's got the best restaurants.
30,000 different restaurants in New York City.
But only a few worth mentioning on the David Letterman show.
All right, let's hear them.
Vinny's House of Toast.
Oh.
I go back all the time. Vinny and his lovely wife, Dawn, God bless her. They've come up with over 300 ways to serve toast.
Uh-huh.
And my favorite is, well, I like the roast toast. It's nice. It sounds... But give me a toast sandwich.
Yeah.
You know?
And how do they handle that? What do they do with that?
I like the toast sandwich on toast.
Oh, so you get it toasted.
Yeah, I get it. But you can get the toast sandwich on plain bread. It's just as good.
Yeah.
Just as good.
Get it on a bun, maybe?
Toast on a bun. Yeah, because the toast sticks out a little from the bun. The contour is being different. So I'm over there. That's usually in the afternoon, because that's light fare.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Nighttime, trying to impress somebody.
Yeah.
Special place in Soho, south of Houston. Down in Soho.
Hey, you know this town.
Well, I learned some of this stuff when I was out in California. Nice place called Bombs Away. Have you ever been in there?
No, Bombs Away. Is it a new place?
Very interesting. Bombs Away. The patrons sit on the ground floor. Kitchen is on the balcony. And when the chef, when they've finished cooking your food, they toss it off. Bombs away!
Oh, is that right?
You know? And you got to catch it on your plate. Real easy with like a T-bone steak. Soup. A mess.
Oh, no, yeah.
Peas. No fun peas.
No, peas are no
nice
good.
Thing, if it lands on the floor, on the house. Food is free if you don't catch it in your plate.
Wow. You know, I hadn't heard of that place.
Yeah, I love the city.
Yeah.
And there's one place that's closed now, unfortunately. It was a restaurant for the blind. and they had to close because of the incredible cleaning costs each night, you know. But I haven't been there a long time, and they tell me it's closed.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about, now, of course, you do the stand-up comedy, and you've been doing it. And like I said, I think it's a real tribute to your ability and your appeal that you could have a great career for this long, certainly.
Sure.
But you do other things. You were in the movie The Prince of Tides.
Yes, it was. I was in Prince of Tides. I do Shining Time Station, a children's show for
Now,
PBS.
tell me about that. Because
Thank you. Thank you.
that, by the way, is the dictionary definition of a smattering of applause.
Yes, it is.
You won't get a better example than that.
That's the one they have right on that same page.
Yeah. Tell me about the PBS show.
Well, that's a children's show called Shining Time Station. I play a little fellow called Mr. Conductor. More than this matter. That was a sprinkling. That was a little better even. But you know what? I'm in town for another reason, and that has to do with my career. Like the Madonna deal, you heard about Madonna.
Oh, $60 million blockbuster deal.
Mine is not quite that much money involved, more $35,000, but we're pulling together all of my many show business interests under one roof.
Oh, great, yeah.
And we're going to send it out that way. First of all, I represent people now. We're representing other artists.
So you're in the management business?
That's, well, sort of, yes. Yeah. First, I've got the first guy ever wrote a novel in chapstick. Okay? You heard sometimes they say this is a good summer book. This is a good winter book.
The original manuscript actually executed in chapstick. Wow.
Yeah. And something Paul and the guys will be interested in, we have a guy who plays classical music on the bugle. It takes a hell of a lip, but he's good.
Put him together with a chapstick guy, maybe.
Maybe as a duo,
prolong their careers.
Yes. See? That's why you're here.
I'm an idea guy.
That's why you're here. A band. I'm representing a band from England, heavy metal band that's called So Long, Mate. And during each performance, one of the members of the band is killed by the rest of the band.
Beaten to death or something?
Yeah, beaten to death. And the nice thing is the sound of the band is constantly changing. Open auditions all year round.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad things are going so well.
I know, and I'm very excited about it. Yeah. Well, aren't we supposed to be excited about these
we're
things?
in show business, of course.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting.
It's a challenge. It's a stretch. It's a dream come true.
Good people to work with.
Yeah.
Good people to work with.
We have to do one little commercial here, and then George will be right back. You guys, every night the band sounds great. The best part of the show, night in and night out, is the band. You sound great.
Thank you.
And then when David Sanborn comes in, you sound like a great band with a saxophone. Is that a compliment?
I couldn't have put that any better.
What I'm trying to say, it sounded terrific.
Thanks.
Yeah. George Carlin is here, and Al Green. Man, now that's going to be good,
That's
too.
going to be a number.
And Christine Lottie. George, what else should we talk about? Let's talk a little bit about things that you've been noticing for your stand-up act, things you notice just in life, things about the news, science, politics, language.
Language. Well, you know, it's fun to look closer at things we say and think nothing of. Fine and dandy. Can I say this to you?
Fine and dandy.
Yeah, you say to a guy, how are you? He's fine and dandy.
Exactly.
Not me.
Yeah,
I never
no.
say I'm fine and dandy. You know why?
No.
I'm never both of those things at the same time. Sometimes I'm fine, not dandy.
I see.
Close to dandy, approaching dandy. In the vicinity of dandy, not dandy.
Yeah.
Occasionally, rarely, I'm dandy. Really dandy. Not fine.
Not fine, no.
One time, 1965, August, for about an hour, I was both fine and dandy.
Wow.
At the same time. Nobody asked me how I was.
Yeah, well.
I got a lot of these.
What else?
Down the tubes.
Down the tubes.
People say that.
Fairly modern term,
The
relatively
country is
speaking.
going down the tubes.
Yeah.
What tubes? Have you seen any tubes?
No.
Where are the tubes? Where do they go?
I don't know.
And how come there's more than one tube? Wouldn't one tube be fine for one country? Does every state have to have its own tube now? Kentucky has a tube, North Carolina has a tube. And then I wonder about, you say down the tubes, I think one tube would be fine, You know, now I'm forgetting the ending of this. Yeah? It's great. It's like I remember the ending.
So you yourself may have gone down the tubes.
I did.
Yeah.
If you had only one tube, it would have to be so big, people would have noticed this tube by now. Some guy would have said, Joey, look at the big tube over there.
Yeah.
You never hear that.
No.
You know why? No tubes.
No tubes. No. Yeah.
Down the pike.
Down the pike. Now that's an old one, I think.
Old one.
Yeah.
Meanest guy ever came down the pike. What about guys who came up the pike? Not everybody lives north of the pike, you know. Some guys have to come up the pike and they're really mean.
Right.
Because they never get mentioned.
Yeah.
How about guys who don't use the pike? Guy comes on Amtrak. You know, he's the meanest guy ever riding on Amtrak. Doesn't sound right. No. Doesn't sound right. Takes the cake. Where does he take it? Where do you take a cake? To the museum?
Down the tube?
Down the tube.
Down the tube, sure.
That's why he's here.
Or up the pipe or down the pipe.
That's right. You know where I would take a cake? I would take a cake to the bakery and see the other cakes. Wouldn't that be nice? How come they don't take the pie?
Yeah.
Pie is easier to carry than a cake.
Yeah.
Easy as pie.
Easy as pie.
Cake is easy to carry, too.
Yeah.
Piece of cake. Huh? That's the way I make my living.
You know, you get a little nervous. A person can get a little nervous observing that, and you think to yourself, maybe George isn't taking the medication because it can go on and on and on.
He's doubled up.
Yeah. Well, no, not anymore. No. Now, the big show is Saturday night. Now, let's explain this. It will be live.
It'll go out live to HBO, on HBO satellite,
Yep.
or whatever you call that stuff they do now. Like that grasp of technology. And,
but it's at the Paramount Theater. It's
Paramount
like
Theater
5,000, 6,000
Madison
seats.
Square Garden, about 5,500 seats,
Now,
something like
do
that.
people pay to go in there and see the show?
Yeah, they'll see that, and they'll also see, then I do an extra half hour, you
Yeah.
know, and I want to cheat them, and I got an opening act, I want to cheat them, so they see a real show, but for an hour, it's broadcast, and then we tape it, of course, and then cut it up and fix it up so that the replays are better than the live one.
This is like a big deal, though. This is a lot of pressure doing a live broadcast.
Yeah, a bit, but once you get started, I think you forget it. We did one 2 years ago, live. It was all right.
A lot of fun.
I threw up once, and it was okay. All right.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
And
Good to hear
good
you.
luck with the big show.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Take care.
George Carlin, kids. We'll be right back. Ha, 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 ha. The audience applauding along as if this were a hoedown.
Almost.
Hey, and what exactly is a hoedown?
Never knew.
Don't let your hoe down. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest has been performing comedy since the Eisenhower administration. Is that right? Really? No. What about gigs with the Trumans? Ever work there? No. Okay. That concludes our insightful interview with George Carlin, ladies and gentlemen. Our first guest has been performing comedy since the Eisenhower administration. He has released a double CD of some of his funniest work entitled Classic Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, here's George Carlin. George! Yes, sir. Mr. Carlin, how are you? Good to have you with us.
I'm doing fine. I'm a little weak today. I'm lactating, and I'm not used to
No,
that.
you're not.
Well, I'm not pregnant, but apparently I'm lactating for no reason.
You aren't.
Okay.
I'd give you $1 million if you are.
I am a little disappointed for the two of us, though.
What's that?
I'm sure you noticed the Nobel Prizes last month,
Right.
once again, overlooked. And I thought we had a shot this year. You were up for spelling.
That's right. And you, what were you up for?
Gym.
Yeah.
And that prize, the Nobel Prize for gym, is only given once every few years. They don't have every year. We'll just have to hope.
Well, you know, I don't look at it so much as being overlooked as I consider it really just a snub.
Okay, yeah. And an apology, if you don't mind. We didn't send election day cards this year, so you didn't get one. We did.
That's very
we did have
thoughtful
a
of
tree.
you.
We did have a tree.
We did have the election day tree. Now, how late do you leave yours up?
Easter.
You leave it up till Easter,
Yeah,
George.
we're festive folks.
That's not a fire hazard?
No. We have an artificial tree on there.
I see.
Happy to say.
Okay. Now, did I have that right? You've been doing comedy professionally since the Eisenhower administration?
Technically true, because when Jack Burns and I were partners for a couple of years, when we started, it was the year Kennedy was nominated. So it was during Eisenhower's last year. In fact, we were in Los Angeles when he was nominated. Out there's where the convention was.
Wow,
So
very
it's
impressive.
been 32 years.
And Jack Burns went on to have another partner, didn't he?
Avery Schreiber, Burns and Schreiber. Cab.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yes, it's been a nice long haul, and I'm happy to be back here in New York.
You
again.
always enjoy your time back in New York City.
Always.
You come back more and more frequently, it seems to me,
right.
than you used to.
The last time I was here, in fact, and on your show, I read something in a New York newspaper that interested me. I read that 100 to 200, this is real now, 100 to 200 newly trained sanitation workers,
Right.
or as you and I would call them, garbage men, or in this era of politically sensitive language, perhaps garbage persons. Although, do we know if there are any female
I don't know
garbage men?
that for a fact.
No, so but there probably are, because I think most of the male-dominated professions have been penetrated, you'll pardon the expression, at this point, by females. So let's say, well, how about garbage creatures?
Whatever you like.
Always safe with creatures. If it has a heartbeat, it's a creature. I noticed that they had been trained, and it said they were about to be sworn in. And I immediately wondered, well, you know, what do you picture? A bunch of people in probably their dress garbage outfits, taking an oath of office. So I did the research, and I got it.
What, you have the actual
garbage
the oath
man's
that they swear
oath
to?
of office. And this is not made up. They must know this is true. No comedian would make this up. It's too risky. This is true, and it goes like this.
Would you like some moving music?
I don't know. If you know a good garbage tune.
Oh, do they ever? Oh, hey, the joke. It's only a joke.
They say, I hereby pledge and declare that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of garbage man in the Department of Sanitation of the City of New York according to the best of my ability.
All right.
Now, I want to point out, first of all, they do not solemnly swear. So they're not under oath, sort of to pick something up, you might say. Pledge and declare. They also only support the Constitution. They do not defend it, as the president has to. So I would imagine if Saddam Hussein were to send over garbage commandos here, our wonderful people in uniform who serve so proudly would not have to do anything about it. And it does not mention "So help me God" at the end.
Well, sure.
And once again, Dave, in this increasingly secular age, God has been left out, and this time of the garbage man's oath of office. So I consider this my duty to point these things out.
But you know, I thought the moving music was just perfect. Thank you. What happened to the moving inspirational
We're
music?
going to come in, and then I said maybe I should, and then he stopped and said this, and they don't
I
support.
understand. Okay, it's just one of those nights.
It wouldn't have helped the thing anyway.
No, it might have. You never underestimate the power of a little background music there. We have to do a commercial. We'll continue the fun here with our friend George Carlin when you come on back, folks. Program. Our old friend George Carlin is here, also Dwight Yoakam and Julia Child. A little bit later, we'll be out here cooking for all of us. Do you know Julia? Have you met her?
I've never met Julia, no.
A lovely woman. Do you know how old she is?
No.
She's 80 years old.
What administration would that go back to?
Wow, we're talking about Howard Taft? I don't know. Yeah.
That's a lot of guys.
But I know you like to eat. Boy, how about that for a segue? I don't miss a trick, do I? You look like a man who enjoys a meal every now and then, George.
Part of the fun of coming to New York and recommending restaurants, too, if I might mention...
Oh, these are personal favorites?
Yes.
Oh, great. Let's hear them, sure.
Shorty and Bud's Restaurant for the Unclean. They're located in Jersey City. And Shorty called me just before the show to tell me that tonight's special is a dish called meat.
Called meat?
Meat. Yeah.
Meat.
Yeah. It's Bud came up with it. Bud is the chef. Shorty is the business brains. It's called meat, and true to the traditions of the fine chefs of Europe, he will not tell what's in it.
Now, this is a specific cuisine.
Right. Well,
meals for the unclean.
There is a variation on meat for the gourmet. Meat with meat sauce.
Oh, lovely
Dollar extra.
and piquant meat sauce.
Dollar
and
extra. And Shorty and Bud's Restaurant for the Unclean in Jersey City, located conveniently close to the New Jersey Institute for Intestinal Disorders.
Oh, that's nice.
I might also mention...
You dine there yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
And tonight I'm going out to Ziggy's Footwear Restaurant.
I don't know. What
Ziggy's Footwear Restaurant is somewhere in Queens. That's all he'll say. Somewhere in Queens. And
very exclusive.
yes. And what they do is they serve fine food. Fine food in or on quality footwear. Their slogan is, "How would you like to eat a nice meal out of someone else's shoe?"
Wow.
Yeah, they have chicken in a shoe, a burger on a brogan, weenie on a wingtip, soup in a sneaker, which is rough. If you have the old-fashioned sneakers with the two little portholes, the thinner soups will run out.
Yeah, that's right. You'd have to line them with something.
Yes, or a cream soup or something with perhaps little nuggets in it.
A stew would work.
Stew would work wonderfully.
Yeah.
There's also liver in a loafer, and pork in a pump. And,
wow.
it's a wonderful place, and
I'll try to get over there.
Somewhere in Queens.
Yeah.
I'm happy to recommend.
Are you still now? You've been doing comedy, doing it so well for so long, and I know that you. Yes. What did I say? I said I called him Howard Taft.
Howard Taft.
Yeah,
Well, they're in the same
was
family.
very close to him.
You knew.
You still do a lot of concert work, though, right?
Yeah. In fact, I just came back from your part of the country. I would have trouble living there.
What do you mean when you say
The
my
Midwest.
part of
The
country?
Midwest.
Oh, the Midwest. Yeah, I love the Midwest.
Yeah, I like the people are fine, but I would have trouble living somewhere where the primary geographic feature is the horizon.
That's good. That's nice.
It gets, David, let's be honest, it gets cold there.
Well, yeah, it does. It gets chilly.
You've heard of hypothermia and
yes.
exposure?
Yeah.
Living in an area where you can die simply by opening the window does not appeal to me.
Depends on the time of year.
Yeah, I would never be completely comfortable knowing I might lose my life going out to check the mail. And the South is no answer either. I'd have trouble in the South, I think. Too much respect for authority down there. You know, they're kind of soldier sniffers and cop lovers. I would have trouble with that. But I like visiting the South. You know, when I'm in the mood for a quick trip to the 13th century. Down there.
In under 2-3 minutes, you've written off 2 major geographic areas of this country. Pretty much 2/3 of it now are gone.
I'll still be trying to work there.
Let's see. And speaking of work, we mentioned this. It's the big 2-album set. Now, this is a collection.
This is the first 3 gold albums I had in the 70s.
So this is like a historical gathering, compilation of all
Yes,
your...
in a way. It's 3 full albums, nothing cut. That's what I'm happy about. They left it all in.
And you have something new coming up on one of the cable operations?
No, but I have another album out the same month that is from last year's April's home box office show, Jammin' in New York.
Wow.
So 2 albums.
Good for you, George. Always a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
Nice to
Good
see
to
you.
be here.
George
Thank you.
Carlin. Ladies and gentlemen, George Carlin. We'll be right back.